Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the War of the Gods. It's actually been a while since I recorded because it got to being the end of the semester, so I had to prepare, do grades, all that stuff. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are still in Marignon. This is now Winter 5. Winter in the year 5 of the Ascension Wars. Got some research done in construction. Ogden Mercs, where we had our fallen angel go. I don't think he actually had... They must have had a garrison unit. And we got some gems from an event. But Vsevolod is going to start patrolling. We're going to go ahead and build up some forces here. Go to 75. Archers, light infantry, militia, crossbowmen, city guard, a captain, and a mounted commander. It's not a bad force. Where's our actual capital? Ah, there it is. Marignon itself. Everybody's on research. We're actually up to level 4 already. That means we can get greater magic items. Forge magic items. The Heartfinder sword is not bad. Is it cursed? No, it's not actually, as far as I know. Flambeau. Unfortunately, our god cannot actually wield any weaponry because he's a floating, flaming head. The brazen vessel. The sanguine dowsing rod is something I actually do need. But at the same time, I also need to increase his abilities in blood magic, I believe. Because, let's see. Yeah, the blood vortex is what I need. Yeah. Because blood vortex takes level 7. How much does he actually need for that? 105 to level 7. Plus the blood slaves to actually do it. So it's going to be a long time before I can actually do that, unfortunately. I only gain 5 per turn, I think. I'm trying to get more, but it's not exactly easy. I think I've mentioned this a lot before, but blood magic, blood slaves are one of the hardest resources to get. Outside of certain nations like Mictlan, that's it. Because one of their major things is that their dominion can only spread through blood sacrifice. So you need to have blood slaves, and you get them automatically from your capital. You get quite a number too. We'll see how much longer this particular run lasts. We're actually not doing terrible, but at the same time we've got 2 enemies and we haven't expanded. We have not expanded too much. You might have noticed that I don't expand nearly as quickly with a nation like Marignon as I did with Airmore. Part of the reason is Airmore, excuse me. Airmore, you just get so many troops so fast after a while. I mean, if you go back and watch the old series, you'll see that after a while I had trouble keeping up with how many troops I had at any one point. I could never move them all at once. Just a moment. There we go. Just had something I needed to take care of real quick. It's not going to delay anything. What is going to delay stuff is this turn timer. Granted, the episode just started, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the dulcet tones of a god trying to annihilate everything else that is not his. Or at least make it his. As for what's going on, well, I'm recording this on December 21st of 2015. At about 11 o'clock at night. I wanted to get back in the swing of recording. I haven't done it for a couple of weeks because I had enough of a I've mentioned before that I record in bulk. I do that so that I have a buffer in case something comes up and I can't get back to my desktop very quickly, so that I can actually have episodes to put out. You'll also, and again, I don't edit most of my stuff down very much. I edit a little bit out here and there, like if I suddenly have to leave for 10 minutes, then that Oh great, our Kosovo came back and tried to take it. But fortunately Vsevolod has enough support. Angelique d'Armont the Heroine. We'll have to check her out. But first, let's watch the battle. Vsevolod in Ogden leading the troops of Ogden Mercs. Okay, they've got some barbarians and some pretty general troops. Let's page up a little to zoom out. Their army is nowhere near strong enough to stand up to this. I mean, Vsevolod on his own isn't probably enough. And when I say on his own, I mean with his army. Let's go ahead and go to double speed. More fireflies. Doesn't look like his accuracy's. What's his precision? Yeah, 16 is not great. Although actually it does say your units really have values above 15. He actually started with 15, so he actually starts at what is normally the normal maximum. And I mean, he's aiming at small targets with small shots. And he's actually hit a couple of things now. Those barbarians have taken He also just hit one of our own troops. I mean, not that it matters. Militia are completely and totally expendable. And the barbarians are running. Blood Boil. Ooh, he's actually using blood magic. I forget what Blood Boil. I don't actually know what Blood Boil does, come to think of it. Ah well. I'm not actually worried about militia getting diseased or anything, because there's... If you know anything about 40k, the militia are basically the planetary defense forces. If you don't know anything, in Warhammer 40,000, also Warhammer 40k, the Imperium of Man, the major human nation in the time, rules over a large chunk of the galaxy. Not as much as it once did, not as much as it possibly could, but hey. Mistakes were made. I don't actually play humans in 40k for the most part. But there's basically 3 tiers of soldiers. There's the PDF, the Planetary Defense Forces. In most of the literature and the lore, the PDF are seen as kind of being the ultimate red shirts. All they're supposed to do is stand in the way and slow down the enemy. Hold on a second. Once our current prophet dies, we might actually make her the prophet. Where is our current prophet anyway? Ah, there he is, Carment. He's actually down to 9 HP. He should have 12, but he's also like really old. Come on, his old age started at 48. He's currently 117. Well, Angelique will be our next prophet. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go and start recruiting troops for her. What is her leadership? 120. Okay, that's good. If they take 10 gold and 10 resources, and I have 450, so that's... I need to go down to negative 150 for this, for what I'm planning. Anyway, as I was saying, the... Oh wait, I'm only getting 3 of those per turn. Damn, that's going to take even longer. But anyway, the PDF, the Planetary Defense Forces, are... in all the lore, really, they are described as doing one thing really well, and that is slowing down the enemy enough that more Imperial forces can show up. The next tier up are what are called the Imperial Guard. These are basically your kind of normal military troops. If you think of the United States military, they'd be pretty close to the idea of the Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guard's major strength are a lot of tanks, and if at first you don't succeed, throw more bodies at it. That is their basic tenet, or their basic tactic. They do have some other stuff to it, but put it this way. They are your average human soldiers in a universe that has things that has races that can flay you alive, as in tear all of your skin off with their mind from 3 miles away. And that's some of the lower end stuff that people can do. They have some psychic troops, but for the most part, the Imperial Guard are guys with guns and body armor. Light body armor. After that, you go to the... Actually, there's kind of a middle tier between the Imperial Guard and the next folks, which are going to be the members of the Mechanicus, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Also just sometimes called the Mechanicum. These are highly advanced technology troops that have to deal with the Adeptus Mechanicus, the priesthood of also called the priesthood of Mars. Basically, these are humans that worship technology. No, I am not kidding. They actually treat technology as God. And they see the Emperor of Mankind as being the, well, kind of the avatar, if not the actual, what they call the Omnissiah. I know way too much about this, don't I? But anyway, after that, after you have the Mechanicus, you then go on to... the reason they're kind of on their own in a half-tier kind of deal that I'm putting it like that is because their troops are usually not very well trained, because they're usually what are called servitors. Think the undead. They're basically mindless, automated troops. Basically, they are walking gun platforms. That's all they are. They have highly advanced technology, but they can't field as many as the Imperial Guard. I don't think they can even field. And then finally, at the top of the Imperial military forces, you have the Space Marines, also called the Adeptus Astartes. Those guys are the main troops that not the main troops, but those are the ones you're really going to hear a lot about if you go into 40k stuff, because, I mean, it's a 9-foot tall super soldier with basically what amounts to a semi-auto rocket launcher for a pistol. Ah, great. Visevolod actually lost in Ogden Mercs. Don't know why that goat was eating death gems, but... Ooh. I now have a vampire. It's not a master vampire, but hey, it's a vampire. Okay, since they actually managed to take my troop, my province, remember we're going to up the defense there to 100. Okay, yeah, he does still have some stuff he can build, like the gatehouse. Okay, does he have any troops left? He has 12 troops. Alright, Visevolod, you're gonna have to head back to Marignon now. Feartongue... You know what, Feartongue, you're gonna go... Oh, he's actually a sneak. So he's stealthy. That might be useful. So, I mean, undead assassin. Speaking of which, where are my assassins? Whatever happened to all of my assassins? I forgot. It's been so long since I actually played this, I completely forgot. Start building storage. Actually, where... Can he... Yes, he can. He can build temples. Fire and keep distance to the closest enemy. They're going to be up there. I kind of wish I had cavalry troops as Marignon, but you really don't. Also, we're going to set you to just do and cast spells. That's all you're going to do in battle ever. Okay, let's see. That's 3 more turns until he can get to level 7. But unfortunately, at that point, I gotta then save up 166 blood slaves to get the blood vortex. Actually, wait. Bowl of blood. That takes 5, but it does tell me any blood magic, and he can do that. So that's actually what we're gonna have to do for a bit. It's gonna slow me down a little. Actually, wait, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I've got what I need for that. I'm gonna wait until I can empower him to level 7. Also, if you notice that my voice gets a little weird at times, it's because I did get sick again. One of the hazards of working in a school. I'm mostly over it. I've still got a bit of a stuffed nose, and I do have a tiny bit of a cough and a sore throat. It's nothing terrible. I think it's just a bad cold. But yeah, so if my voice ends up sounding a little weird at times, it's because I need to cough and clear my throat. But going back to the 40k stuff I was talking about, I've got another game I've got a couple of 40k games on my computer, or in my Steam account, because I do this all through Steam. Also, please don't try to add me as a friend on Steam. You can try, but I typically only do that with people I've actually played games with, most of my friends list I actually made playing Dota. And a lot of that also comes down to the fact that I was occasionally willing to give away items to people. Just that's because I had duplicates of stuff, like the Direstone HUD. I pulled like 4 copies of those out of nowhere one day. I kept one for myself and gave 3 away. It actually looks really cool, the Direstone HUD. A lot better than the Radiant Ore one. But then again, I like black and red and craggy, kind of fiery look to it, so... taste is a relative thing. But anyway, back to the 40k thing. Like I was saying, I've got a couple of 40k games that I've on my account that I could probably turn into something fun. Although, to be fair, the only things I've got are the 2 Dawn of War games. I do have 40k Space Marine. I've beaten it. I played it. It was an amazing game. A lot of fun. But that's on my PS3, and I don't have a capture card to stream. Once I upgrade my computer, I might do that, though. I might get a capture card. I'm still planning to upgrade before April, a lot of people have... Apparently, that's my currently most viewed video. That's the fun part. My most viewed video right now is the trailer for my Total Warhammer series that I'm planning to start in April. And if you're the bit at just before the end with the giant beast with the hammer, that was from the Chaos Warriors reveal trailer. I'm probably going to do a couple more trailers that are a little shorter and use a different song. I had a plan for some big epic battle music. 1 second. Fuck, you losers! You're going to start preaching now, Carmont. Do what you actually probably should have been doing this whole time. Turgis, you're going to Eric Balcor. Actually, do I have what I need to cast? No, I don't. I don't remember where it is. Oh well. Let's see. Is it Conjuration for the Akashic stuff? Yes! Okay, so Conjuration is next, and I only need to get to level 6. Ooh, Harbingers. And then the Heavenly Choir. Where did that... okay, randomly adjuster. You're gonna go to that guy. Okay, so she's got 60. That's the first unit I wanted. She can command... Actually, how many people can... How many... 4 squads, okay, that's good. Okay, that should be good. But yeah, like I said, my original plan for that trailer was to use a more epic song, kind of like what you'd see in the battle scenes for things like Lord of the Rings. But I'm using the royalty-free music option on YouTube, so that's free music that I used. It kind of fits, and some of the stuff I ended up doing, some of the scenes it ended up on really worked out perfectly. But like I said, I'm gonna do a couple more, and I'm gonna spoil. This is a mild spoiler warning, so if you don't want to hear the spoiler, maybe just, I don't know, take your headphones out, mute this thing for about 20 seconds, Okay, anybody that was going to avoid the spoiler, the first race I'm playing in Total Warhammer is probably going to be the Chaos faction. Just saying. Alrighty. But yeah, that's just because they appeal to me. One thing I'm looking forward to, well, I mean, I know that I'm a little annoyed that they're doing what basically amounts to race packs for the game. I'm really hoping they do eventually release one for Khemri, the Tomb Kings of Warhammer Fantasy, because I don't play the actual tabletop. I've got an army that I'm working on for 40k. I've been working on it for years because it costs a lot to build up a full army, especially with the fact that in 40k I play Tyranids. Look, if you don't know what Tyranids are, but if you know anything about StarCraft, you kind of know what the Tyranids are. The Tyranids are what inspired the Zerg. But if I ever played fantasy, if I ever wanted to build up an army, my first choice would be the Tomb Kings of Khemri. I like because I don't know why I've always been kind of drawn to the idea of an army of the dead. It's an interesting idea. It kind of explains why Airmore is my favorite nation in a way. There's probably a psychological deep psychological problem with me, but hey, we play video games here, folks. We don't psychoanalyze. We do not psychoanalyze the host. If you want to do that, you're doing it wrong because you're really not supposed to psychoanalyze somebody from a distance. You need somebody right there with you talking to you. I mean, but then again, I am kind of talking to you right now. I'm also babbling. I'm only doing that just because I'm having fun. Also because the longer these games go with big maps like this. Oh boy. Where is that actually? Oh, that's not good. You're going to build a temple. You're going to build the gatehouse. You're going to build something else. Additional towers. Okay, so there should be 7 more of those coming. Oh, wait, no, 2. That means 15. Okay, yeah, that is actually what I wanted. Actually, no, it isn't. Next turn, we start recruiting the Hens of Justice. I might actually be able to do that in one turn. Just to be on the safe side, because now Arcosvale actually has a direct line to some of these provinces. Luckily, the wall provinces are still perfectly good. Okay, you're gonna get the hell out of there, Fear Tongue. Actually, you know what? You're gonna go down there. Peace Haven. Not gonna be too peaceful much longer. Does he have any? No, he's not gonna have anything. I'm gonna say, does he have anything I could use? Okay, good. Next turn he can be empowered. But I mean, the race pack idea for Total Warhammer, it's not a terrible business model. It's mildly annoying because it's gonna end up with the same kind of problem that multiplayer in Space Marine had, where you're gonna divide a player base up by. I don't know about this. You might end up dividing the player base because if you can't play with people that have a race pack that you don't have, then it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna split the player base, where you're gonna have people that have it versus people that don't. They don't mix, and it's just gonna shrink your player base because, I mean, I don't think it's gonna work out like that because Creative Assembly is actually pretty sharp about these kinds of things. I will say, Creative Assembly is one of my ultimate favorite companies in terms of the games they make, because I haven't played all of them, but I have played quite a number of the Total War series. I started back with Shogun Total War, the first one. Ooh, that was fun. Most recently, I played Medieval 2. I tried Shogun 2. I don't play it because my current computer. It's not that it's too weak. It's that my graphics card is an integrated Intel card, which is one of the big reasons I'm looking to upgrade. because I'll have to tell that story later on, folks, because that is the end of this episode. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like or favorite or leave a comment down below. If you have any suggestions for how to make a stronger Marignon, please feel free to leave those in the comments as well. I do read those. And if you want to check out my other 2 series, well, go back and look at the playlist called Wild Terraria Fridays for what I do on Friday. If you like Dota 2 action, I've started going into more live casts now. But tune in tomorrow night for the continuation of Ran Dota, where we have more fun, more craziness, and some occasionally professionals. I'm not one of them. And as for that, folks, well, actually, before I do my full sign off, and if you're looking, I hope you're all looking forward to April as much as I am, because it's looking like a lot of fun. But as for that, folks, I have been D. Good night, and good gaming.